All right, Nowgimme25. We are going to burn out the quads today with some quad pulses, seated or standing. The only prop that I would recommend is actually a dining table or a desk with clearance, all right? Because this is going to be our target, the underneath. So we need to be able to get our feet, our leg underneath the table without obstruction. Quads, of course, right here, they help strengthen any knee issues that you have. They're also, you know, that area of the front of the thighs, that pop for people, you know, who are very, when we can see their muscularity, but whether you could see your quads or not, you have them, and you will unmistakably feel them in this one. All right, so let's start. As usual, our setup posture is extremely important. So we want to be seated to a point where we do have both feet on the floor evenly. Start in this 90 and 90 degree angle. So you don't want to be way up in the chair in the back and leaning back or slouching in any manner. So take your belly button and try to press that towards the back of the chair to help tighten your core and be nice and upright. Shoulders slightly down and relaxed. And your hands could go on the side of the chair if you want for support, however you need to, whether you push down or just slightly wrap around, okay? Here we go. Whether you just slightly wrap around, you'll figure out what you need. The focus is on the legs while we keep a nice posture. All we're going to do is extend one leg. So let's do 25 on each side if we can. So you'll straighten out one leg, the working leg. And as we lift that up in that extended position, we're taking our toes to this target position here. So that does take you slightly over a 90. If your setup is like mine, if you need to lower your chair, then do so to get a little bit more clearance, okay? Now, what if you can't go all the way to 90, or at least not without like rocking back or hunching and forcing it up? Then you would just take it from the floor to about 90 here. If you have it available to you, then you would take it from the extended position straight out and higher. So we go from contraction to higher contraction, okay? 3, tiny movement. 4, 5, all right? That's how it goes. If you want to do it standing, you are welcome to tap onto the back of the chair for support. Anytime you have to get a little balance assist, getting that assist is a lot better than having to fight the wobble too much, okay? A little bit of requiring focus to hold balance, great. But if it's way too much and you're swinging all over the place, much better to hang on to something, all right? So if we're gonna do it standing, you would take that same working leg extended, okay, and pulse up. But now notice, even though I've hit the underneath of that table, I'm not above 90 or even at 90. So what do? We're going to take a hinge back, okay, and drop that supporting leg, okay, and give ourselves a little extra reach here, all right? So I know you could hear me tapping, okay, but you don't want to go kicking it, okay? Don't kick it, don't rock it, all right? So pretty much 90% of the work will be done from the quads, all right? So again, it's a hinge back, a lowered leg on the supporting leg, okay, without hunching over and without rocking back, anything like that, all right? Send all your attention to the quads. Now, there's other seated leg variations that are excellent. We'll go through all that, but every time I show you a version, part of the exercise or part of the the instructions are part of the exercise, right? Because there are many ways to work the same muscle, but what we're learning is to engage intentionally, right? So go ahead and do this version as I showed you. And then, you know, once you're aware of how it feels when something is engaged, right? Then as you go down your fitness journey, then you basically just have that much more flexibility in order to switch things up, right? This brings me to just a little closing statement, as we have at the moment of this recording some bad news going around in the world and people might feel anxious or helpless. The thing that you can control under any circumstance is your body, hopefully, right? So that's something right there, that if you still have the capability to, you know, move your arms and flex your muscles and contract them at will, okay, right there, what you can control, you know, would be body. Now, the more control you have over your body, the more you build into what I call the physical sphere of influence. That physical sphere of influence that taps into a lot of the way we carry ourselves and hold ourselves. And if you think that physical is just physical, you know, you're a little late on my, a little behind on my post, right? So our physicality does have direct spillover and what I call starburst effects into all other areas of our lives: mental, physical, you know, mental, spiritual, emotional, all of that. And the more influence that you have over that, the more influence then they could radiate outward. All right, so give this a go. Burn them out. Let's see those quads pop.